Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak, Chris Flaherty, Veris Conley, Robert Paris, Alita Charbonneau, Onyx Hopkins, Juliana McGrain with sports, and Gretchen Carey with the community calendar. Thank you for joining us. Longtime Selectman Office employee Antoinette Faria, better known as Tony, age 93, passed away on Wednesday, February 26th after a visit from family, a full day of events, and even an ice cream social, one of her favorite activities at Atria, Longmeadow, Burlington. Tony's most treasured club, though, was probably the Burlington Historical Society, where she played an integral role in the revamping of Grandview Farms. Her love of the town and its history was so great, she even published a book about the Burlington Fire Department. She was remembered at the most recent planning board meeting.
And we want to offer our condolences to Tony Faria.
Okay, any comments?
Yes, please, thank you.
Okay, Mr.
So Tony Faria lived and worked in Burlington and raised 6 children here. She was a very active member of this community. She worked in the Selectman's office. She served on the Garden Club and on the Historical Commission. She was part of the revamping of Grandview Farm, and she helped organize our town's 175th and 200th year anniversary. She even wrote and published a book about the Burlington Fire Department. Yes.
Great.
On a more personal note, Tony was a wonderful friend to everyone she met. She was warm and funny and kind, and we want to offer our condolences to her family. She passed away this past week at the age of 93.
Fantastic. Any other comments from board members? Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to comment personally on I had the opportunity to work with her on the Board of Selectmen for 15 years, and I just absolutely loved her. She loved the town. She was just a doll to work with, and I can't say enough about her. She was, and she loved the history of the town and was all about it. So it's a big loss for the town of Burlington.
A wonderful, wonderful lady.
Thank you, Mr. Mpemba.
BCAT hosted a debate for the contested planning board race. The press panel was Nikki Cadillac from The Buzz and Chris Flaherty from BNEWS. Chris has the highlights for us.
The only major contested race on the ballot for this year's local election is for 2 open seats on the planning board. These seats have been vacated by the current chair, Bill Gaffney, and longtime board member Ernie Cavino. 3 candidates are vying for their seats. They are Jeremy Harrington, Jack Kelly, and Gregory Ryan. The candidates took place in a debate right here in the BCAT studio earlier this week. One topic covered in the debate was the housing shortage and high cost of living. Each candidate offered their perspective on how to balance the need for more housing while maintaining Burlington's single-family feel.
I think we keep the single-family feel by where we place the multiple family units. You blend them in to areas where closer to business, and they be a transition between business and single-family. That has been the plan for many years. The state has thrown a little wrench in that with the alternative dwelling units, and they're forcing the community to change its zoning, which is a little difficult, and it's a transition we have to work with.
I believe that we have to continue to keep the virtuous cycle of having our economic viability, maintain what's so important to me in our town, which is the balance between residential and commercial. And so to feed that, you do need multifamily housing, and I believe the best way to do that is with infill and not building net new in areas that are underdeveloped. I mean, there's a lot of already developed land in town. There's very little that is actually free. So I think by building that infill, like around the mall and other areas that have actually been tagged to the MBTA zoning regulations that passed, will help feed that cycle and will maintain a residential and commercial feel separately within town.
We're not going to get any more land, so we kind of have to deal with what we've got. We currently have 90% or so of our industry is located along Mall Road, Middlesex Turnpike, Blanchard Road, and the south end of Cambridge Street. If we want to continue to have our suburban, single-family feel to the community, the places I just mentioned where the commercial is going to have to be the places where we do the infill and add the multifamily housing to help with housing pricing and allow for more people to move into town.
On a related note, the approval of the rezoning of the Mall Road area into a mixed-use innovation district was recently approved at town meeting, and the candidates each offered their perspective on the planning board's role in this development.
I think in the planning board, those were guidelines. All the buildings still have to come by us, and all the designs that fit this master plan to make sure that we're adhering to it and we're keeping a lot of the feel of what we have as a town. I've seen the town. I grew up in Belmont, which is right down the road, go through a lot of change, and there are parts of it that stayed the same, and there are parts of it that tried to put in new parameters like this and have done well. I've also seen towns do it wrong. So I think it'll be our job to really make sure that, businesses play within the rules we set and that don't deviate from the feel that we would like to maintain the soul of our town.
If you go back 20 years ago, when we looked at the town center and we rezoned the town center, the mistake we made that we did not require the commercial properties to be developed alongside the residential properties, and within a matter of 2 years or so, we had 4 or 5 brand new multi-story, multi-family units put up on Cambridge Street, on Wynn Street, on Murray Ave, with no new commercial property to go with it. The new property, the new mixed-use zoning for around the mall has that 40% maximum for the residential. So therefore, we are giving the commercial property owners the ability to expand their portfolios while still keeping in mind that we still need to keep the commercial properties there. So in that respect, it becomes a win-win for us.
Mixed-use development is not new. What we saw in January was a continuation of what we started when Sun Microsystems came. We used the planned development district or planned unit development back then. Prior to that, we just had 4 districts, office, single-family residence, commercial, and retail. The idea of a mixed-use development and a campus-style development was what we wanted for that section of Middlesex Turnpike where Sun Microsystems came in.
You can watch the full debate in its entirety on our website now, and stay tuned for more election coverage leading up to Saturday, April 5th. Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for the BNEWS Election Center.
The debate can be seen in full on BCAT's governmental channel, as well as our website, bcattv.org. You can also hear one-on-one interviews with the planning board candidates, as well as an interview with town clerk candidate Jennifer Priest on the podcast Burlington Buzz on the Mic with Nikki Cadillac. Burlington Deputy Police Chief Robert Kirshner was before the Select Board requesting the approval of 4 candidates for a new civilian traffic division at a recent meeting. Having worked with Town Administrator Paul Sagarino, they were able to create a civilian traffic safety division to add more bodies to cover the details. The timing is particularly important with big projects coming up with the MWRA and the Cambridge Street upgrade project. Kirshner asked the board to appoint retired Everett Police Sergeant Stephen Bova, a special police officer. Kirshner told the board he's known Bova personally for over 30 years and that Bova was well respected by his peers at the Everett Police Department. Kirshner also recommended 3 men from the Burlington Fire Department for traffic specialists: retired Senior Captain Kevin Brown, Captain James Brown, and retired firefighter John Hannafin. The Select Board unanimously approved all 4 appointments. Following the approvals, Assistant Town Administrator John Denizio cited the cooperation of the police and fire departments. Both departments recognized the safety issue of not having enough bodies to cover traffic details and worked collaboratively to come up with a solution. The Police Department also welcomes 2 new officers, Officer Alexa Gaudet and Officer Matthew Scipoletti. Both graduated from the Mass Police Training Committee at Linfield Police Academy on February 28th. Officer Gaudet is originally from Long Island, New York, and was class president at the Academy. She graduated from the State University of New York at Cortland with a Bachelor of Science and is the daughter of a retired New York City police homicide detective. Officer Scipoletti resides in Winchester and received a leadership award at the Academy which is awarded to the officer who demonstrates leadership through teamwork. He graduated from Suffolk University with a Bachelor of Science in BA in Business Administration and is the son of retired Police Sergeant Bernie Scipoletti. Chief Thomas Brown welcomes them both. Officer Gaudet and Officer Scipoletti come to our department with deep-rooted knowledge of what it takes to be a law enforcement officer, and I wish them both the best of luck in their careers. New renderings were presented at the Police Department Building Committee meeting on Thursday. The Building Committee made some minor recommendation, such as to make the brown part of the building more of a brick appearance and preferred the building without shutters. The designs will be discussed at the next Building Committee meeting, and a recommendation will be made to the Select Board, who ultimately makes the final decision on which design will be chosen. Robert Paris caught up with Brendan Egan and got an update on the progress of the renovations at Overlook Park.
We went to town meeting last year to seek funding for the renovation of Overlook Park. If successful with the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant, we would be reimbursed, the town would be reimbursed $1 million out of the $2.3 million cost of this project. Town meeting granted the funding of the entire project, and then we found out a couple months later that we were successful with the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant. So now we are going to be renovating Overlook Park into an outdoor recreation facility that is fully accessible, and then we hope to start construction in August on this park, and we have a year to complete the construction per the terms of the grant.
Burlington Select Board is pleased to announce the Town of Burlington Scholarship Fund applications are currently being offered for graduating 2025 high school seniors attending Burlington High School, private schools, and vocational schools. Committee member Kendra Lamoretti has more.
Hi, I'm Kendra Lamoretti, and I'm the committee chair for the Town of Burlington Scholarship Fund. This fund is managed by the Burlington Select Board and is financed from voluntary contributions from Burlington residents. Residents can select to donate on their property tax bill. To all those Burlington seniors out there, would you want to get some free money for college? Then applications are open for the graduating 2025 high school seniors attending Burlington schools, private schools, and vocational schools. Every senior residing in the town of Burlington is eligible to apply. Qualified applicants must be planning to attend a college, university, or a technical school accredited by their appropriate state board of education. If you are a Burlington resident senior, or you know one, encourage them to apply. Individuals can find the applications at the Burlington High School Guidance Office or by emailing Town Scholarship Committee at burlington.org. It can also be found on BCAT's website at bcattv.org. The Scholarship Committee has also emailed copies of these applications to known high schools attended by Burlington residents. Contact your school's counseling department. The application deadline is April 1st and requires an essay and high school transcript. Completed applications can be submitted by delivering to the Burlington High School Counseling Office at 123 Cambridge Street, Burlington, Mass. 01803, either dropped off by hand no later than 3:30 p.m. on April 1st, or by mail postmarked no later than April 1st. By email to Town Scholarship Committee at burlington.org, or by one of the 3 Town of Burlington drop boxes located at 29 Center Street, Burlington, Mass. 01803. The complete application must be contained in one envelope only and clearly labeled on the outside with the following language: Attention, Town of Burlington Scholarship Committee. The Scholarship Committee will evaluate applications in the month of April and will submit the names of recipients to their school's counseling department. Awarded amounts range from $1,500 to $3,000 and are awarded to anywhere from 3 to 6 recipients. Scholarships will be awarded at each individual school's scholarship award night. Recipients will be notified by their school counseling department. If awarded, contact your counseling department for the confirmation of the scholarship award night. And make sure you apply for that scholarship today.
The 2025 annual Regional High School Art Show is on display at LexArt. Student Onyx Hopkins, one of many BHS students whose work is on display, was at the reception along with BNews reporter Veris Conley, and they bring us this story.
The art students of Burlington High School recently had their pieces displayed at the Lexington Arts and Crafts Society. The program was put together with the help of the teachers from Burlington High School, as well as neighboring high schools from the surrounding towns.
Well, it's one opportunity to showcase the work of our students. I think it's really important. Like, artists need to get their work seen. We have the art exhibition at the high school every year. We have the portfolio show at the high school at the end of every year. And this is one opportunity for us to share our work with other schools and also for our students to see the work of other schools. I think people who come to the show will have an appreciation for the diversity of arts that are offered in different public schools and the quality that high school students are able to create. It's really high quality stuff.
This program not only helps to showcase the students' artwork in a professional setting, but also helps to fund scholarship opportunities for those planning on attending college as well.
Well, it certainly raises awareness of the art that's going on in the regional schools and the talent of the students in the regional schools, but it also allows the students to get out of school and to see what's going on in the surrounding towns, to see other student work. There are plenty of opportunities for students that are involved in sports to have exposure to students in other area schools, but in the arts, not so much. You know, I hope that the community sees the value in it and the work that we do to provide community service and community support. I also hope that other people outside of the families of the students come in and recognize that the programs in the arts are worth supporting in the schools.
This has been Veris Connolly from BNews.
Burlington resident and real estate agent Joanna Schlansky has been a regular contributor to the Belle of the Ball fundraiser. BNews volunteer reporter Alita Charbonneau caught up with Schlansky at Anton Cleaners in Woburn as she dropped off this year's donation of over 150 dresses.
I'm Alita Charbonneau, volunteer BNews reporter, here at Anton's Cleaners, where they're collecting ball gowns for Belle of the Ball that will happen later this month. How do the young ladies actually qualify to get these dresses?
Well, they get through their guidance counselors at school, civil service agencies, somebody who not somebody who wants a gown, but somebody who can't afford a gown.
So I hear word on the street in Burlington is you're the prom dress lady.
Well, yes, this is our 6th year doing it, and I do have help with Nicole Dupree from DeMaury Law, and DeMaury Law is a great sponsor and a great support to me with helping market this and advertise, and they have dresses at their drop-off site too, as well as True North Coffee Shop in Burlington. That's a drop-off site, so I have a lot of help and support from the town of Burlington. But yes, after 6 years of doing this, people realize, oh, who's the prom dress girl that picks up the dresses or has drop-off sites? Because, you know, these dresses just sit in the closets. Teenage girls don't wear them again. So they're dropped off to me all year. It's not just January through March. I get dresses December, November, even during the summer after their proms.
How does it feel to have regular contributors like Joanna every year?
It's great. I mean, people really get invested in doing it, and they get all excited, and their whole team gets excited. And that makes it really great for us to see people that really believe in our cause.
From the prom dress collection site for Belle of the Ball at Anton Cleaners, I'm Alita Charbonneau for BNews Weekly.
Several team seasons came to an end this past week during the playoffs. Sports reporter Juliana McGrain has all of that for you, as well as another Red Devils shout out after our community calendar with Gretchen Carey.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your community calendar.
On March 13th from 6 to 8 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having a Zoom presentation called Ken Gloss Talks Rare Books. Pre-registration is required. For more information, go to the library website. Also on March 13th at 6:30 p.m., the Made in Burlington store will be having a Wine and Sunshine paint party. For more information, go to their website. On March 29th from 7:30 to 10 p.m., the Memorial Elementary School PTO will be having music bingo. For more information about the event, go to our website.
For more community calendar events, go to bcattv.org, burlingtonpubliclibrary.org, and burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your community calendar.
Hey everyone, I'm Julianne McGreen, and this is your weekly sports report. The girls basketball team competed in the second round of the playoffs against South High Community, where they fell short with a score of 43-61. Top scorers were Savannah Scally with 10 and Marin Jones with 9. Congrats on a great first year, Coach Neil Rebello. Boys basketball had a sellout crowd at home in the first round of the playoffs against Chicopee Comprehensive, where tensions ran high against a heated opponent.
Boys basketball had a big game at home with the Chicopee Comprehensive Colts in the first round of the MIAA playoff tournament. In the first period, the Devils were neck and neck with the Colts by a score of 17-15, but Burlington was leading. The Devils kept the lead, but Chicopee wasn't far behind, as the score going into halftime was 32-31 Burlington. With the third period closing out, it was a 5-point game. 47-42, Burlington was leading. Burlington Red Devil Matt Gray took a hard foul shot from Chicopee player Xavier Kleps with only 50 seconds left in the game. After tempers flared from both benches, Kleps was ejected for throwing a punch. In the end, the Devils handily defeated the Colts 70-52, advancing to the Sweet 16.
Maddie Gray had a great night and was top scorer with 32 points. For the second year in a row, the team moved on to the Sweet 16, and for the second time, they competed against Mansfield. The Devils lost in a close game of 51-59 on March 4th. Top scorers were Anthony Guerrier with 15 and Chris Stoney with 13. Girls hockey was home against Pembroke in the Sweet 16 round last Saturday. We were there to catch all of the action.
The Sweet 16 round of the playoffs took place at the Burlington Ice Palace for girls hockey against Pembroke. In the first period, Chloe Rabazi, Caitlin Tremblay, and Shayla Coker each scored a goal. 3-0 Burlington. Burlington's defense kept Pembroke scoreless in the entire game. Ava Ciccolini and Sophia Cleary scored goals in the third period in a big 5-0 shutout.
The team continued their playoff journey with a trip on neutral ice in Watertown against Medfield in the Elite 8 on March 5th. Let's check out the highlights.
The Elite 8 was underway at John A. Ryan Arena in Watertown, with Burlington and Medfield squaring off. In the first period, Medfield took the first score of the night, 1-0. The cat and mouse game continued with Medfield taking the lead again, 2-1. Steiner scored again, tying the game once more, 2-2. In the third period, Medfield took back the lead, 3-2. Burlington was unable to score in the remainder of the game, sending the team home in heartbreak.
Congrats on a great season, ladies. Members of the boys track team will be competing in the New Balance Nationals on March 13th. We will have updates on how they did in next week's report. The Burlington High School Red Devils gaming team esports have started up for their spring season for 2025. BNEWS sports reporter Robert Paris checked out the competitions.
It's the spring season for the Red Devil Gaming esports team. Now a few weeks in, the Devils began on February 13th with the Mario Kart team competing in their first match. I spoke to head coach Leroy Wan at the start of the regular season.
Good young team. We have 3 freshmen and a junior. And they actually were able to get to the Final Four. So they call it the state championships, but it's really like the Final Four of the teams playing the state. So, hoping for another successful run now that we're in the spring season.
Freshman Evan Peckham is looking to improve his 4th overall ranking from the fall season.
I'm excited to compete. We haven't competed since mid-December. So we came in 4th in the state in the winter. So I think we can do better.
Here are the current positional ranks after 3 weeks of competitions. Rocket League is 11th in the state. Mario Kart is 5th. And Fortnite is 19th. On the Madden team, Giovanni Delgado is 19th in the region. Brady Richer is 21st. Brady Costas is 29th. And Tommy Cullen is 46th. Leroy is working towards the goal of making it back to the state championship with his young team.
Some of the students I don't actually have in my classroom, so it's just good to meet other students that are interested in gaming. I've been interested in gaming for a long time. So it's just a lot of fun kind of seeing them grow as a team And as I said, with this group especially, it's a good young team. So assuming everybody keeps playing, we should be good, hopefully, for years to come.
From Area 123, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Sports.
Freshman Max Schwartzman competed in the MIAA All-States Wrestling Meet in the 106 weight class on February 28th. Schwartzman won two of his matches, defeating Christopher St. Peter of Monument Mountain Regional and Lawson Giove of Whitman Hanson. Max placed third in states, which earned him a Red Devil shout-out.
We're down here at the BHS Wrestling Room for a Red Devil shout-out. Freshman Max Schwartzman competed in the state championship in February, finishing in third place. He was in awe about the whole experience.
I was kind of surprised, but I was excited when I finished third. I was the 13 seed, so I had a couple of upsets. That's about it.
To top this off, Max also broke the BHS freshman winning record.
I got 44 wins, the most as a freshman ever, and I was really looking forward to that. I was excited. I want to kind of make history.
Head coach Paul Schwartzman is proud of his son and is looking forward to seeing him grow as an athlete in the next 3 years.
He had a really good tournament. Came in, he wrestled a sectional champ right away, and I kind of felt he was in a good spot to at least make the semis, and he took care of business Friday, came back Saturday, had a tough match against the eventual state champ, but then he bounced right back. He took third, but he took third convincingly. All his 4 wins were by at least a major decision, if not a pin or a tech fall, and yeah, he really opened it up. It was fun to see.
Schwartzman has been on the wrestling mat since a very young age.
Max wrestled a lot of matches, and he was definitely prepared for this. He's been on a wrestling mat since he was 3 years old, so he was definitely ready for it. And it's good for him because he knows all the other kids who, are at the top of the freshman wins list. He used to go watch Kevin Barucci when Kevin was in college, and he was around this room when Josh Lee was doing his thing. So I think it means a little to him because he realizes the history and he knows who all those kids are.
Max is showing no signs of stopping, and with 3 more years to go, his father works with him on and off the mat.
It's different because he really pushes me a little bit extra, but I don't know. I feel like it just helps me. Nothing it's all good things for me.
I do push him more than others. I do my best to turn it off when we're home, and try to keep it in here, but it's definitely something we're both adjusting to.
Congratulations, Max, on coming in third place at the state tournament and breaking the BHS freshman record. This is the Red Devil Shoutout.
For more Red Devil action, check out our sports section at bcattv.org/sports and follow us on X at BNews Sports. That's all for this week. I am Julianne McGrain. Back to you guys in the studio.
Our photo of the week was sent in by Micah Spale. It features a deer roaming about in his neighbor's backyard. Great shot. Thanks for the photo, Mike. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, whether outside your own door, or even photos of your family members, friends, and pets, whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with the community. Send them to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. That's it for BNews. Don't forget daylight savings begins this weekend, so remember to set your clock 1 hour ahead before you hit the haze Saturday night. I'm Phil Gallagher, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you.